Hi, my name is Jean Maroney. I run a business called Thinking Directions, and I am just back from the NSA convention in Anaheim. It was a terrific convention. I have a gazillion ideas about how to improve my business. And as I was talking about them, I mentioned to my friends there that I was feeling initiative overload, and I was going to have to think about how do I deal with that overload. Now, this happens to be my peculiar expertise. I teach thinking skills to help people deal with mental obstacles like overload and distraction and conflict. So I was pretty confident I would come up with a process, and in talking about it with my friends, we agreed I would share it with them, and that's why I'm making this video. First of all, what do I mean by initiative overload? It means that you have too many big, great ideas for how to move your business forward to be able to implement them all at once. I'm not talking about just to-dos. I'm sure you have many to-dos, people you need to send an email to, people I need to send a booklet to, or invite to join on LinkedIn. There are all kinds of little stuff that you need to do as a follow-up from the convention. What I mean is big changes to your business that you got the idea from or the conviction that you would like to pursue them as a result of the convention. Now, I have an absurdly long list of these. I have 17 items on my list of things that I would like to do to improve my business. And it's simply impossible to start that many initiatives at once. If you have only one, okay, no problem, or maybe even three, but more than that, and you really have to prioritize. You simply can't build them in and keep the business running functionally. So here is my two-step process for figuring out how to prioritize the initiatives and figure out which ones to be doing first and which ones maybe not to be doing. The first step is to figure out what the short-term priority is. And for that, I'd say take a look at your list. First, check to make sure that everything on that list is in your long-term rational self-interest, that nothing got on there that is in fact not good for you and good for your business. That may take off a couple of them, but probably not. But then the important thing is I want you to categorize this list by three categories. Things you want to do, things that are urgent to do, and the rest, which are things that you should do, but which you don't immediately feel you want to do or immediately feel are urgent to do. So it's want tos, urgent tos, and should dos. I am going to suggest that the want tos and the urgent tos are the place to look first for your short-term priorities. This is not a cop-out. Those are the things you are already feeling motivation for. Motivation matters on these, and so the ones that have already tapped in to your subconscious value integrator as being closely related to your values, closely related of some urgency, those are the places to look for the short-term priorities. And if there are three or fewer of those, then you have the short-term settled, and I would just go with those in the short term. Now, you don't want to forget about those other initiatives, but it's going to take longer to sort out the long-term strategy. In fact, it's not something that can be done in a day or a week. It's something that you're going to need to think about over a period of months. And so the second part of my recommendation is that you add a success action every day to be 15 minutes of thinking about your business strategy, with this list of initiatives from the convention as being subject matter to think about until you've worked through all that, and probably more issues will come up during the course of the weeks as you go through that material. Now, what do I mean by a success action? I actually take that term from Ron Carr's book. You all know who Ron Carr is, right? He's our new vice president. He's going to be the president in 2 years. And I just read his book this spring, and that's why I went to the convention. It really lit a jet engine under me, and you can read my 5-star review at Amazon. In his accountability chapter, he recommends you find actions that you know you need to take on a daily basis to make your business successful. He calls them success actions. And I'm suggesting if you have a large number of initiatives coming away from the convention, a good success action to add to your daily plan is 15 to 25 minutes of thinking about your business strategy. Now, to make that effective, you need a thinking tactic. The tactic you need is something I call thinking on paper, and it's just what it sounds like. During that 15 minutes, Don't just think in your head. Write out your thoughts in full sentences on paper or on the computer. Be your own court transcriber. This is crucial to have the thinking be effective and really add up over time. By doing your thinking on paper, first of all, when you come back the next day, you're going to have to stop after 15 minutes. When you come back the next day, you can reread yesterday's thinking, pick up where you left off, and it will be as if you had a seamless, longer period of time to do the thinking. You don't have hours to do the thinking, but in 15 minutes a day, it can add up to hours over a period of time. Number two, that discipline of thinking in full sentences, of writing out the full sentence and up to the period, helps the quality of your thought. It makes you focus on every word. It makes you complete the thoughts. It makes you slow down, and that gives your subconscious data banks time to come up and give you important information, objections, new connections, new insights. That slowing down is actually part of the process that gets you to be more focused and do better thinking. And in fact, it's a matter of slowing down to speed up. In the long term, you'll make much faster progress if you do hard strategic thinking as thinking on paper. And the third reason I recommend thinking on paper is that you really need that to make that 15 minutes be productive. If you just try to do it in your head, the chances are your mind will wander. When you do thinking on paper, your eyes go on the task, on the computer screen or on a piece of paper. Your hands are on the task. You're either writing it out or you're typing. Your mind is on the task. You have your entire attention on the task. It's much easier to concentrate and actually put in the 15 minutes as opposed to just piddle it away. So for those three reasons, I recommend you do, as your success action, 15 minutes of thinking on paper about your possible initiatives and your strategic plan for your business every day. And that's what I'm going to do to get the full value out of this convention. It was a terrific convention, tremendous takeaways. Short term, I'm going to focus on the things that I want to do and that I feel are urgent to do. One of those was this video. And longer term, I'm going to take 15 minutes a day of thinking on paper to really process all this great new information. Now, if you'd like more help on how to do thinking on paper, go visit my website. This is the most basic tactic I teach. There's a free teleclass up there that I teach it in. There's a $6.95 pamphlet on it. More on thinking on paper is at the website thinkingdirections.com, or by all means, contact me. My email is up there. It's jm@thinkingdirections.com, and I look forward to meeting you at another NSA convention.